Alright everybody, welcome to this video. We're going to be flying the Air India flight that unfortunately crashed. And we are at the exact time and date, so it was June 12th, 2025 at about 1:38 local time that this unfortunate event happened. Unfortunately I don't have the 787 in the game. I only have the A330. That's the closest thing to a 787, so we're going to be using the A330, and yeah, we're just going to try to simulate exactly what happened. We're going to roll the takeoff, rotate, and then there's speculation that the engines shut off right after takeoff, so that's what made the plane just lose all its lift and power. It seems a little more foggy than it did on the video of the day, so I'm not sure if I got the exact time and date right, but anyway, here we are in the Airbus 330. Again, we're not in the 787, and we're going to simulate exactly what happened on that day. We're going to roll the takeoff, we're going to rotate, and then we're going to just pull the engine power off, because that's what most likely happened. A lot of speculation on flap position and gear not coming up, but I think the most plausible is that the engines just gave out for some reason. So we're going to pull the engines back and see if the pilots could have done anything different, or could they have turned in a field somehow. I'm sure they did the best they could. It was an unfortunate situation, and it's hard to react in those situations, but let's see if they could have done anything different. So here we are on the same runway in Ahmedabad, and let's get taken off here. Alright, so we set takeoff thrust now, and we are going to rotate. I'm going to try to rotate towards the end of the runway like this plane did, so I'm going to keep the engines not pushing too much here. I'm going to rotate at about 140, 150 knots. So they were rolling down the runway at about this speed, and I think maybe about 200 to 300 feet off the ground. The engines kind of looked like they gave out, and the plane just crashed. Alright, so here we are. We're still rolling down the runway here. Alright, so it was about here that they would have rotated, and the plane took off how it was supposed to, and then engines come off and there was no more power, and now they had to figure out what to do. And just look at that, guys. There's nowhere to go. All you have is buildings, and there's no fields, there's nothing. Again, this is a simulator, so by now the plane had already hit the ground. But yeah, this just shows you guys there's just nothing they could have done here. They just had buildings and towns, no fields or anything, and then they lost all power.
100.
And there it goes. So at least that gives a little insight as to what they saw, just the whole city below after takeoff. Yeah, I mean, not much they could have done there, guys. Really unfortunate. Some airports have fields around them. This one is not the case. You just have a bunch of buildings and the city in front of you. So, alright, see you guys.